Welcome to RP Trading Cards YouTube channel. You may know me from the Top Load podcast, but I've now gone into the venture of YouTube and look forward to bringing you some very good content in the near future, not just from my personal accounts or opening boxes to the London card show and everything in between. But there's no better way to start than let's get straight into it. Today, I'll be bringing you my top 15 PC items as we speak. As of recording, we'll be doing this series throughout the year to see what actually gets added to it. And I know for certain I have a delivery coming in from the United States very soon, which should be a mail day on here within the next coming days, which will feature some new top 15 PC items. But let's get straight into it. So first of all, I've got two honourable mentions. Actually, I've got three honourable mentions. Nacho Monreal here from 2021, Topps Chrome Real Sociedad. On card auto, number to 10, it's 1 of 10 and it's a 9.5 of SGC. Here we have a 1 of 1 burnt Leno for Chronicles Donruss, which is a lovely card. I'm trying to finish the rainbow for that one. And there is an honourable mention which I don't have here, which I've sadly parted with and is with a good friend of mine. It is the Mesut Ozil Cracked Ice historic ticket from 1920 Chronicles. So the best way to do it, let's get straight into this. At number 15, we have probably the best card I've ever pulled from a pack myself. So this is Thomas Partey from Summer Signings. It's a 10, obviously auto. This was his first ever Arsenal card. So I'm very happy to have this in the PC. I bought a couple of boxes off Topps when they went live on their website. I think they were around the 50 quid mark at the time or whatever they was. And I'm very happy with this one. Lovely card. Obviously red as well, Arsenal white colour match. Probably the best card I've ever pulled from a box myself. Moving on to number 14. This is Alexandre Lacazette Colour Blast from 2020-21 Prism. Obviously, it's an SGC 10. This was a case hit when it was in Prism. Lucky enough, it was pulled from me in the break by Card King. Sent it off to SGC, and people who know Colour Blast know that they don't tend to always grade the best. So I'm very happy to have this in the 10. Obviously, no longer plays at Arsenal, but still one of my favourite cards in the collection. I think it's just a great card to look at, especially when it hits the light. You can really see the difference in colours. Moving on to number 13, we have a Bukayo Saka Redemption Auto from Chronicles 2021. This is numbered to 265. I'm very happy. I picked this up at trade night, at the first trade night at the London Card Show. I think it was back in July. Picked this up from Harry himself. Got it for a very good price. Now I think they range between 160 and 180. So very happy to have this in the collection. I'm in two minds whether to get it graded. However, with this one, there is a lovely, it's hard to tell on the camera, but there's a lovely bit of edge peel on the bottom corner. I probably would put it down to a 7, so I'm not going to be grading that one anytime soon. Moving on to number 12 in the PC, and you'll see a few more impeccable cards in the collection. There's a couple in this video, but going forward there'll be a lot more. One of my favourite sets out there, and one of the all-time legends for Arsenal, and funny enough, that is the set for this one, all-time legends. This is Patrick Vieira, and one of my favourite numbered cards. 49 of 99, obviously the 49 games unbeaten what we had. What a player, what a midfielder. I think this is a lovely card. I picked this up a couple of years ago now, I think back in 2019, for an absolute steal. So, one of my favourite cards, impeccable, one of the nicest cards, obviously thicker card stock, all-time legends. Obviously, Crystal Palace manager, but I think everyone will firmly recognise him as one of Arsenal's best midfielders, and if not, one of the best Premier League midfielders in general. Moving on now to another absolute legend, in my eyes the best player to ever play in the Premier League, Thierry Henry, Revolution Legendary Auto. The major downside with this card, and a lot of his especially sticker autos, we've got hit right here, the little loop just goes off sticker, which is a shame because it's a lovely card. I know Revolution's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like it. Like the Colour Blast in the light where it actually sparkles. Obviously the back as well, I kind of like this, like the Revolution theme. It's a bit different. Obviously this one was from 2021 Revolution. I actually a big fan of Revolution, but I think some cards are not, no, but it shouldn't be touched, and then some are some of the nicest cards. Moving on, obviously a lot of people do know me for being a Granit Xhaka collector. And this one is from Tmall Chronicles. And this was 2020-21. and this red colour match. So the red in the background is normal. There's normally 2 red, and then the actual colouring, there's normally a black line in the background. However, because this one is Tmall, it's fully red, so it's full colour match, as you can see by the little Impeccable logo right there. This is numbered 5 of 8, one of my favourite cards. Obviously, there's a few more in front of it, but I absolutely adore this card. Impeccable is such a nice card. Obviously, Granit Xhaka, one of the outcasts of the Arsenal team who I always liked, and then really proven himself in the last year to be one of the powerhouses in the midfield alongside Thomas Partey, who we see earlier on in the video. Moving on now to one of the latest sets that recently come out in 2023, and this was Topps Deco. Obviously, I think I've not been a massive fan of Topps Deco in the past, but I really do like this year's one. And the actual colouring is very nice. You have the parallels. So this one is 34 of 49. Obviously, Dennis Bergkamp, one of the greatest players I've ever seen live and had the fortune of growing up watching. The only downside for this card is there is no kit make or sponsor. In comparison to the Patrick Vieira, what was made by Panini, they had the Nike and JVC license. Sadly, Topps couldn't get the license for the older Arsenal kits, but never much the fact of it's still a lovely card. Managed to pull this in a Topps Deco break, one boxer as well, so I got very lucky. One of my favourite cards in the collection. Just a clean card, slight damage to the bottom left hand corner, but might be the one that has to go off the grading very soon. Moving on next to one of my last graded card in this video. It's in a slab mag at the moment, but Gabriel, rated rookie from 2021 Panini Chronicles, obviously 223, numbered there, number 20 or 23. Just an incredible player for us at the moment, and obviously you don't really see many of the cracked ices pop up because there's such a popular parallel. To have this in the 10 as well, I really am lucky to have this one. I really do enjoy collecting cracked ice. As you'll see, not in this video, but down the line, I do always look at picking up more cracked ice. Moving on, we've got the same player again, Gabriel. This is his breakaway prism rookie 210, number 7 of 10. And obviously this is from 2020-2021 prism. I think obviously the True Gold is one of the most iconic cards parallels out there. I'd say a lot of people do chase prism, especially their True Golds. But to have this one as well, massive fan of the breakaway theme. I think I'll be getting this graded soon. So in the comments down below, tell me where you would send it, because I can't decide between SGC so it can match up with this Gabriel, or sending it over to PSA, because it is a really nice card. It's in good condition as well. So as you can see, I'm a big fan of Gabriel. This 210 had to be right near the top of my list. And you'll see a common theme coming here of returning back to another one of our current players, Granit Xhaka. I don't have to mention him yet again because he's such a good player. But this is the first Futera card within this list. There's one more after this. This is numbered to 5. This is 4 of 5. And you don't really see many of these pop up on the market anymore, because whereas, if people don't know, with these Futera cards, they're in the weekly release. So people are buying them, will put them straight into their PC. So very happy to have this one. It's 24 karat gold plated. I think it just looks really nice, more of like the Art Deco type of design. So I'm very happy to have this Granit Xhaka. It's one of the best Xhakas. There's one more Xhaka in this list, but I have got quite a few. So in the future, if anyone would like me to do a video going through my ever-growing Granit Xhaka collection, please let me know and I will get that out for you. Moving on now to another Impeccable card. This is one of my favourite players of all time. I still remember the day that we signed him. I still did not believe Sky Sports News when they reported the rumour. 45 of 49, extravagant Mesut Ozil. Yeah, again, you see a common theme, 2021, Impeccable. And like I say, what I like about this one is player warm, which is a subject that people like to debate. Obviously, now with nothing associated, player worn is accepted. Obviously, match worn is still the best, but I love the colouring on the background. Lovely auto from Mesut, fully on sticker, and then the red and white as well. I think it's perfect. Whereas you see a lot of like napkin patches where they're fully white, especially for this card. So I have the red and white, and you can tell it's like the collar of the shirt. Very happy to have this one. It's probably my favourite impeccable card that I do own at the moment. Always looking at other Mesut Ozils that I can pick up, especially his autos in Arsenal stuff, because he has a lot more Germany stuff. Moving on to number 4 in the rankings. This is the last Futera card in this, but this is a Martin Odegaard 1 of 1 from Futera Headliners. This was his first ever card when he signed for us permanently. Obviously, he was on loan at us before, but permanently signed with the gold plating as well. I think it's a really nice card to look at. I've had a few people inquire about this one, but this is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's one of the just nicest looking cards, and being different as well, because there's not many cards with this away shirt. So, like I say, 1 of 1 it's a lovely card to have in possession. And obviously, being Futera is not most desirable, but the gold plating really makes up for that one. Moving on now to number 3. I would say one of the more iconic Arsenal rookie cards now. Obviously, the man himself, Bukayo Saka. Pitch Kings level 4 rookies from 1920 Chronicles. It's such a good year, this one. Obviously, not much of his stuff with actual rookie logo as well. But obviously, number 77 shows you how young he was in this one. But it's such a gorgeous card. There is sadly a printing error of most of these cards. There's a slight print line here, so I will be risking it with PSA very soon. Hopefully, I'm expecting a 9 to come back, but 8s and 9s is what is expected from this card. Sadly, don't think this is going to gem mint, but it's a card that any Arsenal fan would love to have in their collection. And how he keeps playing, he keeps getting better and better and better. So this card just keeps going up in value, which I'm very fortunate about. Moving on to the last card. So this is number 2. There's one more item after this, but it's not a card from number 1 in my PC. Granit Xhaka Vigor. Gold vinyl is one of the nicest parallels going. It's very rare to see this. So this card anyway is a case hit. So it's, just to find the normal version is tricky enough. But to find it to 5, and this is number 2 of 5, I'm very happy to have this one. It was a very funny story behind this one. I was in a very late night Whatnot stream. Must have been about 3 a.m, 4 a.m. British time. Guy was over on the West Coast. And he was doing an F1 stream where I had bought a couple of Seb Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen cards. And he said, our next stream, guys, is a soccer stream. And he went, I'm just going to run for it. No doubt that no one will be interested. But he flicked past this one really quickly. And I was like, I'm sure that was a Vigor Granit Xhaka. And I asked him to go back. And he had a price on it from his latest card show. He went to at $150. Which I even thought at that price was a play. I was going to buy it anyway. And he said, thanks very much for buying a couple of items from me. I'll do this for a very good price for you at $75. So one of my favourite pickups, my favourite card in the collection. And no doubt, I've never seen another one of it. And if it does, I'll probably try and add that one to the PC as well. And it'd be intrigued to see what price it goes for. And moving on now to the last item. And my number 1 item in my PC is this. PSA 8. 2018 Premier League. Arsenal versus Huddersfield. Arsenal won 1-0 at Huddersfield. And this was Arsene Wenger's last game as a manager. And personally, there's a lot of emotions attached to this, not just because it's a great grade and an iconic moment, but this was my actual ticket that I went into the game with. So all the way from London up to Huddersfield at the game and all the way back down, somehow survived in good condition to score me a 8, which is very good in tickets. So I'm very chuffed to have this one. I know one of my very good friends, Louis, he wants to get one of these as well. And I think tickets are going to be one of them that start to grow in popularity a lot within the UK scene. I've got some more tickets I need to send off, a couple of Champions League final tickets. And I think it actually is quite well, because a lot of them you see are very big slabs, but fits quite well. You've got only a little bit of gap there. And this is the back as well. But it's one of my favourite cards in the collection. So that is my top 15 cards in the PC at the moment. Do stay tuned, because in the next couple of days I'm expecting a delivery from America with a load of really nice cards, and that will be coming up in the video very soon. But most importantly, I hope everyone enjoys the video. Please press the subscribe button, press the like button, and in the comments let me know what is your favourite card and what card would you send off for grading. And one of them cards will be going off for grading at the London Card Show and be featured on the channel. But most importantly, I hope everyone out there is having a great day. Thank you for watching, and happy hobbying. Good night.